Good afternoon, Eagle, Nick, out. You know what I mean, Vernon. We are live right across from the Dalton City Hall in downtown Dalton, Georgia, where we have all the carpet crooks and cops that you can handle, and got a lot of them there crooked cops on the carpet. You know what I mean, Vern. What a monstrosity of a city hall. You know what I mean, Vern. Now, this is how Dalton, Georgia has spent taxpayers' money for a long time, giving the city of Dalton the best and forget about all the rest. You know what I mean, Vern? Taking all that tax money and putting it into themselves. Hello, Russia. Good afternoon, JD187. Good afternoon, elongated muskrat. We are live across from the Dalton City Hall. Just got a little bit of time to kill before we go back up to Providence Ministries to go eat dinner. They do not start. Well, now I've had a couple of homeless people tell me that Dalton is run by the Freemasons. But Dalton has been run by a secret society for as long as I remember, so that is nothing new. I have lived in Dalton, Georgia all of my life. I was born here in Dalton, Georgia. My father was actually from Tilton, Georgia, which is no longer a city. But at the time, when my father was born in 1922, there was a city called Tilton, Georgia. Now it is just Tilton Road in the Tilton community, but it is not a city anymore. Now, I-75, Interstate 75, brought about the demise of Tilton, Georgia. See a Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officer headed north up Thornton Avenue, probably headed to the Whitfield County Jail. Got somebody taking them to jail, if you know what I mean, Vern. No, I do not know about that. That would have been before my time. Now, that's not to say that it is not true and that it did not happen, but we are the carpet capital of the world, and they do tend to sweep things under the carpet. You know what I mean, Vern? They do tend to keep things hidden. Now, this is the Salvage Street, Wall Street connector That is the Wall Street Bridge going across right there that crosses Glenwood Avenue. Good afternoon, Union Pacific fan. But what do you think about that for a city hall? Now that is a monstrosity of a city hall. If we can stay live, I'll try to go show you the old city hall that is located right here off of Pent Street. Just to give you an idea of how Dalton, Georgia government, what they was thinking when they moved from the city hall they was in and built this one that's got over $3 million in marble floors in it with golden elevators. Hello to you. I'm on the bicycle. See if we can make it up through here without getting run over. Now this is Dalton Historic Downtown. Now I hope we don't lose the live stream. Check out what we got on the wall over here. There's General Johnston, Joseph Johnston. And that last picture here is Mr. Robert Bob Shaw, who created Shaw Industries and also founded Engineered Flooring. Good afternoon, Mr. Alan Davis. But now, if you've been watching, you've seen the new City Hall that's been here about 21 years, I think it is. But if you'll notice the brick pattern on all the construction, that is Freemasonry. To keep with their ritual of Freemason. But this right here is the old Dalton City Hall. Now they moved from that building when they built that big old giant Taj Mahal, because they take taxpayers' money and they live like that. Good afternoon, Money 420. While the poorest of the poor do without, our government splurges on their sales and live in luxury like that right there. Spending money foolishly on peacocks putting millions and millions of dollars into buildings. I think it's Lord, I don't know. It looked like look right here, signs of the Freemason Masonic Temple. See what I mean? You see the signs of the Freemason. The Dalton has been run by the Freemasons since the inception of Dalton, Georgia in 1846 or 1847, whenever it was. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, a Rolls Royce. But here's the type of people who own stuff like that. It's not the poor. You see, there's 2, 4, 6 of those Freemason emblems on this side of the building. I don't see none on the back side of it. I think that dude here come out here to watch me, but if he wants to watch, let him watch. He does not look like a native of Dalton, Georgia anyway. This is the old Rock Bridge Community Church. Now, this used to be the Wink Theater when I was a kid. It still has the Wink Theater sign on the top of it. But this is where we would come to watch movies when I was a little kid. But Dalton, Georgia, for the longest time, is like to waste taxpayers' money on stupid stuff like this peacock right here. They spent thousands of dollars to have these stupid peacocks did around town. And I think it was very wasteful. I do not know if the mayor is a Freemason, elongated muskrat. Now, our new mayor is Miss goes the fire department. There must have been a wreck somewhere. They had to send out a fire truck when they have a little minor fender bender. Here's the Dalton Gold and Silver Exchange. The Wells Fargo Bank in downtown Dalton, Georgia. Police supplies, vintage finds, Army surplus, Jack's Pawn Shop. Here in downtown Dalton, Georgia. This vehicle coming by, don't act like they slowing down too much, even though they see me going down through here. Hopefully they know that I have the right to be on the road just as much as they do. But if they don't, I'll be glad to inform them. There's another one of them ugly peacocks. Look how ugly that thing is. Looks like it's about time they gonna have to put another 1,000 or 2 into repainting that ugly old thing. But the Lo-Fi Coffee Bar. That is one thing Dalton, Georgia does not have a shortage of. It's bars uptown now, whether it be a coffee bar, they have tried to make Dalton, Georgia into like a college town like Athens, Georgia, with all the little bars. Good afternoon, Penny. This right here, the 412 building, is a Dalton Public Schools facility. You'll see this vehicle right here says Dalton Public Schools, School Nutrition. This one says Dalton Public Schools, Student Transport. And I've never known them to transport students in a car like that. The pickup truck is a Dalton Public Schools. Dalton Public Schools Operation Department, Visitor Parking. Welcome to our tobacco-free school. School policy prohibits the use of all tobacco products everywhere by everyone, 24 hours a day, 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. Thank you for your cooperation. The North Georgia Healthcare Partnership, North Georgia Health District. Now, back in the day when I was a kid, right across the road right here, this business thrived. This is one of the businesses that made the most money in downtown Dalton, Georgia. I guarantee they made as much as the carpet mills. This here is the site of the old ConAgra chicken processing plant in downtown Dalton, Georgia. Now they processed a lot of chicken right here at this old ConAgra. Now this was the old Dalton Ice Company. Now it's owned by the Ready Ice Company. The Emory Center, African American Heritage and Multicultural Museum. Check out these little bikes. The boy old EagleNick could get around on something like that, I tell you. Look there, that dude took off before the light ever even turned green. He just went on across. I know the light couldn't have been green for him because it was still cycling through on this side. But I'll come right here because I wanted to show you that building right there on the corner. That is the money-sucking vampires for the city of Dalton. who collects all them illegal fines and charges all them stupid probation fees and stuff for the city of Dalton after the city of Dalton violates people's constitutional rights. Now, this is Georgia Probation Services Incorporated. This is where EagleNick audience has to come up here and pay them money-sucking vampires. No, I don't believe I've ever heard of anybody else that had a Dalton YouTube channel. Look, it says probationers only, no friends or family. Now, that is because they don't want family members to see how they treat people in here. The EagleNick has to come up here on April the 7th to pay that next blood contract payment. These are the blood-sucking probation officers that works for this money-sucking government entity who robs taxpayers blind, collecting that extortion money where the city of Dalton, Georgia has extorted money out of its citizens. Then they use a private company like Georgia Probation Services Incorporated, a for-profit business, to collect that blood money. Now, they will be a part of the federal lawsuit as well because they act as a collection arm for the city of Dalton to collect that blood money. And I've done let my probation officer know that she will be named in the lawsuit as well by her name because she is my probation officer. Look how trashy and run down certain parts of the town is while they spend all that money foolishly. No telling how many millions and millions of dollars